We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
We are going to be at the Big Cheese this Tuesday. We obviously canceled it this Tuesday because of the storm. I didn't want to take any chances. And so now it'll be this Tuesday. Manny, if you get a chance, join us there, man. We're going to be there at noon for lunch. So if you can swing by, lunch is on me.
All right. I'm trying to make it happen, brother.
Or on Gary and Billy, since they own the damn place. It's really on them, actually. You know what I'm saying? So, and by the way, let me piggyback of what we were talking about in our Caneswear report. Because of Cam's success, what are we hearing about future quarterbacks being recruited? What are we hearing about buzz about quarterbacks being interested in coming? What are we hearing about quarterbacks visiting, being there at games, that kind of stuff? Because what Cam Ward is doing has got to be pretty sexy. And if I can get a young recruit to come on over and shake hands with Cam and talk with Cam, I'm going to do that too. I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if you can do that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, what are we hearing about trying to create that bridge of QBs that used to be spoiled with for many years?
Well, I think the high school recruiting has gone pretty well. I like the two quarterbacks that they have lined up for the next two signing classes. Luke Nickel is a kid out of Georgia they've had committed for well over a year now, who is really, I think, blossoming as a senior. Having, he's up for the Gatorade National Player of the Year award. Putting up huge numbers in Georgia, which, is one of the best states in the country in terms of competition and playing the quarterback position. There's a lot of really good teams out there. So he's the next guy that's lined up. They've got Darion Coleman in the 2026 class, who to me is a lot more like Cam, more of a mobile threat, a guy that, to me, when you look at this offense, Cam's run for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns this year. He's made a lot of big plays with his legs. I ultimately think that's where football in general is headed. You got to be able to be mobile in today's game and pick up the 20-yard touchdown run when the defense decides to drop 8 in coverage. So both of those guys are lined up. I think they're very much into signing with Miami. But the interesting name for me to watch is going to be DJ Lagway, who was the 5-star quarterback who signed with Florida at the end of last year, ended up deciding to stick with the Gators despite all the trouble going on with Billy Napier and the 5-game losing skid the Gators were on. The Gators right now are 3-2. They got a big win over UCF last week, but Billy Napier, as you know.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. So UCF is not going to win another national title?
They are not. They're not in the running this year. Oh, that's disappointing and shocking, I'm sure. But they are not in the running for the national title.
Oh man, my weekend's ruined. Damn it.
But Lagway is an interesting name to watch. Because I think he is going to be one of the most coveted quarterbacks in the transfer portal, assuming that Billy Napier is fired and Florida ends up hitting the reset button. So I think he's a name. You talk about a hot name to watch. I think that's the guy.
He's got some skills, bro.
Oh, he is super talented. Super talented. And the Canes just finished taking one of the Gators' top receivers away in their recruiting class. So, again, I think, you talk about the quarterback position, the buzz. The buzz is, I think, DJ Lagway is a name to watch in the transfer portal this year for Miami, assuming what happens in Gainesville goes down.
There you go. I don't know what her name is, but see, you're failing. You try to stop from them getting to your recruits. They're going to get to your recruits anyways. All right, let's get to they're ranked 12th right now, Miami, in their recruiting class and the 22 commitments. Talk to me a little bit about what's been going on, some of the flips and everything else.
Yeah, they just got Josh Moore from West Broward High School. I live right next to West Broward, so he's down the street from me. I saw Josh I want to say in March at a Under Armour camp, and I went up to him and I shook his hand. And his middle finger went about halfway up my wrist,
Around the
which is
Gadsden hands is what he had.
just like Andre Johnson's did when I shook Andre Johnson's hand when he was a high school senior. And
You shook hands with a bundle of bananas.
yes, with a
Right?
bundle of bananas. Yes, huge hands.
Yeah.
And one of those deals where you're like, holy cow, this is a big man, a large man who is really, really talented. And look, he was committed to Florida. I just finished telling you about the struggles the Gators are having and the fact that Billy Napier's on the hot seat and their class could be on the verge of falling apart. Miami, flips him. That was kind of an expected thing to happen. I think, there's a chance that Vernell Brown, who was a guy who played for the South Florida Express, a team that I've been close with over the years because I followed their 7-on-7 and written about them in the past. He's a guy who's another big-time recruit for the Gators. His dad played for the Gators. Another guy to watch as a potential flip target for Miami at the receiver position. Again, you look at the numbers Miami is putting up offensively, and I think there are a lot of recruits that are looking at this program right now saying, dude, like, all right, this is for real. Miami has finally crossed that threshold from being, hey, we might get there to, wait a minute, they are there, right? So all interesting things to watch in the weeks ahead. There are plenty others. Right now, they got the number 12.
By the way, it doesn't hurt that you're doing some of these on nationally televised games.
Oh, yeah.
What you did in Florida and even the California game, you and I talked about it leading into that game.
Yeah.
Okay, it's late on the East, but it's prime time out West. And so all of a sudden now you've got two teams in your conference from out West. You got kids watching out West. The UM brand is big everywhere from coast to coast. Kids,
dude, that celebration
are turned on by the brand of the U. And so it's a great sell job, dude. Great.
Have you seen the fact that Cam Ward's touchdown celebration,
Yes.
the whole
Yeah.
The 49ers were doing it last night. They were doing it at the Panthers game.
Right.
Like it's one of those things that when the Miami brand catches fire, we've always talked about it. If they can just catch fire again,
right,
it's just gonna start on its own. It'll be a set of dominoes just rolling over. And so that's the thing to watch for. You
either love them or you love to hate them. But that's
and a lot of people hate them. Oh,
yeah.
A lot of people hate them, and you're seeing it come out of the woodwork after years and years and years of being buried.
Yeah. Well, because when they suck, they don't care anymore. Like,
right.
Okay, well, they suck. I'm glad that they suck, and I don't even have to talk about them. Now that they're good, oh God, I hate them. I can't stand that they're going to be good again. And you know what? That's the fun one. That's the fun one. That when you're back and they hate you that you're back and all that, and it's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
It really is. And there are going to be some guys. Look, Miami opens at Louisville in the second half, October 19th. The following week, they get Florida State at home. There are going to be some guys in attendance for sure for that game. And DJ Pickett being one of them, who's the 5-star cornerback. I've told you many times on the show, cornerback safety recruiting is what I think is the next step where they've got to improve.
Yeah.
They've got to get some studs. And I think DJ Pickett, his cousin already goes to school at Miami. I think a lot of people just expected it's a foregone conclusion that the LSU commit will flip to Miami eventually. And there's other guys. That they're after. Ohio State commits, USC commits.
Is DJ from a football, like, is any of the other Picketts have been in the NFL?
Yes. That's the whole family. That's the Pickett family that played at Miami and the ones that played at Ohio State as well. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I mean, Pickett's not like a unusual name. It's
right.
So there could be, several Picketts, but when I have to ask, because obviously I know of the NFL Picketts that have been there. So I'm wondering, is this offsprings, because you always
these are nephews and cousins and sons and all that stuff. So I mean, Miami's in a very good position, brother. And I think as long as they get to the college football playoff, which right now I say they're pretty much favored to at the very least go 11-1. They go 11-1, win the ACC championship. They're in the playoff. I see nothing but good things in store in terms of adding talent to this roster and improving this roster.
Yeah, no doubt. And good things in store. Well, that's when you go to the Big Cheese, okay, at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. By the way, we're going to be there next Tuesday broadcasting live at noon. Manny's going to come by and join us. So what are you going to have off the menu besides the garlic rolls, of course?
Oh man, listen, I don't even know.
What are you going to get? What are you going to get?
I'm a big fan of the lasagna, to be honest. I'm fine with it, with a nice piece of lasagna with that garlic bread. I'm tasting it now as I'm thinking about it. That's how good that food is.
Yes. So make sure you come on down, enjoy some stuffed shells, some baked ziti. The pizza is to die for, and they've got all kinds of great pizza, obviously, all kinds of different styles, and the garlic breads. So make sure you visit our friends at the Big Cheese. Order over the weekend for the family and check it out. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Give them a ring, and they will take care of you. 305-662-6855. Follow my man Manny on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Manny, have a great weekend, my brother. We will catch up on Tuesday.
All right, man. You take care.
You got it. There you go. And visit our friends at the Big Cheese, Gary, Billy, all the great people out there. It is a phenomenal place.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.